about the advantages. As far as the merits or the advantages are concerned, joint family follows the philosophy of socialism, that is, equal distribution of wealth among the various members of the family. In a joint family, members work or earn according to their capacity and they get according to their necessity. That is, it might be that there are three brothers who are working in different fields or working on different positions, and one is uh, earning more than the other. But when there comes a time to distribute the wealth, then a person who needs it more gets more, whether that person may be earning less. So, there is equal distribution of wealth in a joint family, and it can be said that it follows the philosophy of socialism. Then we can see that in a joint family there is economy in expenditure. Whatever has to be spent is spent jointly. People, so many people, like there can be 10 to 60 people who live under the same roof, and whatever materials or resources are bought in a joint family are bought together and they are spent together. So, in this way, there is more economy in expenditure in a joint family. Then there is social security to the members of the family. Social security means that when there is some kind of calamity being faced by the member of the family, like a person meets an accident and he dies during the accident, then after his death, his wife and children are looked after by the other members of the joint family. Similarly, if someone gets disabled or gets sick, or uh, we can say that person gets retired from his job, then after the retirement, if the person does not get pension, he gets whatever is required or whatever his necessity is from the joint family in which he is living. So it's a system which provides social security to its members. Then joint family provides much more entertainment than a nuclear family. Joint family is a place where so many members are living together. So there is no chance of people becoming bored in a joint family. Then it's regarded as a place where children get ideal form of care and nurture. It joint family because there are we can say the great grandfather or the great grandmother or the grandmother is living with the children, so they teach all the moral values to the children, and they provide more care in the nurture of the children, and they look after the food and the other requirements of the children. So children get ideal care in a joint family, and it often leads to the development of good qualities among the children in a joint family. Then there is more cooperation and there is mutual help among the various members of the family. Suppose a person has to get his daughter married. In a joint family, the brothers or the other members help him out financially or in all the ways which are uh, possible. So, in this way, there is mutual cooperation and help, and big things become very easy in a joint family. Then we can say that there is the preservation of culture, or culture is continued through a joint family, because uh, so many people are living there and so many generations are living there. So the cultural qualities are transmitted from one generation to the other. Then there is restriction on individualism. In our culture, yeah, Indian culture, individualism is often regarded as a negative trait. If a person is self centered or he only thinks about himself, that is a negative trait. So, in a joint family, uh, there is more focus on groupism. The children of the family or the members of the family are taught since their childhood to share every possession which they have or share every resource which comes in the family. So, this leads to the development of the feeling of groupism or we feeling and not the feeling of individualism in the members.